Have you ever been coding in Python and had that feeling of déjà vu, like you're writing the exact same lines of code over and over again? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're going to talk about Python's secret weapon, the thing that helps you code smarter, not harder. We're talking about mastering modules and packages, so you can finally stop reinventing the wheel. Let's get into it.
So, here's our game plan. We'll start with why you shouldn't reinvent the wheel. Then, we'll open up your coding toolbox and see what modules and packages are all about. After that, we'll learn how to actually use those tools, unlock some of their hidden superpowers, and finally, we'll talk about how to keep your whole workshop nice and organized.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Don't Reinvent the Wheel. We're going to start with a problem that, trust me, every single developer runs into when they're first starting out.
Seriously, think about it. How many times have you needed to, say, find a square root, or pick a random item from a list? It's this super common feeling where you realize you're basically solving the same simple problems again and again in every new project you start.
This is the best way to think about it. I mean, you could go out, mine the iron, build a whole forge, and painstakingly hammer out every single nail you need for your house. But why would you? You can just go buy a box of perfectly good nails. Well, writing code for common tasks from scratch is exactly the same. It's slow, it's tedious, and chances are somebody has already figured out a better way to do it.
And that brings us right to Section 2, your coding toolbox. The really great news is Python doesn't want you to forge your own nails. Instead, it just hands you the keys to a gigantic, pre-stocked hardware store.
So, what even is a module? At its core, it's actually super simple. It's just a Python file, one with a .py extension, just like the scripts you write yourself. But this file is packed with useful, pre-written code, functions, variables, all sorts of stuff that's ready for you to use in your own projects. Think of it as a collection of ready-made solutions to common problems.
And instead of just giving you one giant, messy junk drawer of tools, Python is smart about it. It organizes everything into these specialized toolboxes. So if you need to do some complex calculations, you just grab the math toolbox. If you're building a game and you need to flip a coin or roll some dice, well, you'll want the random toolbox. Each one is designed for a very specific job.
Okay, so if a module is a single toolbox, then a package is the next logical step up. It's the entire workshop. It's just a way of grouping a bunch of related toolboxes together. You know, a big data science package might have one module for making charts, another one for number crunching, and a third for machine learning, all organized in one place.
So moving on to Section 3, let's get practical. We know these tools exist, but how do we actually get them out of the workshop and onto our workbench so we can use them? Well, it all boils down to one single powerful keyword: import.
Now this is really cool because you have two main ways to do this. Over on the left, you see import math. Think of this as telling Python, hey, bring me the entire math toolbox and just set it on my bench. When you do it this way, to use a tool, you have to be specific and say which toolbox it's from, like math.square root. But on the right, with from math import square root, you're being more precise. You're saying, go into that math toolbox, find me the square root tool, and hand it to me directly. Now you can just use it by its name, square root of.
And really, it boils down to this simple three-step process every single time. First, you import the toolbox you need. Second, you call the specific tool you want using dot notation. That's just the toolbox name, a dot, and then the tool's name. And third, you get your result. The module does all the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, on to Section 4, where we unlock the superpowers. Enough analogies, let's see what these toolboxes can actually do. And the cool thing is, Python comes with a ton of powerful modules already built in, ready to go right out of the box.
And first up is one of the most fundamental toolboxes you'll ever use, the math module. This is your absolute go-to for pretty much anything that goes beyond basic addition and subtraction.
Just look at these two simple examples of its power. You need the square root of 16? Just call math.sqrt16, and boom, you get 4.0. You don't have to write some complicated algorithm yourself. Need the value of pi to calculate a circle's area? Don't just guess with 3.14. Use math.py and get a way more accurate number. It's precise, it's easy, and it's already there for you.
All right, so we've gone from the world of perfect precision to the world of pure unpredictability. Let's look at another incredibly fun and useful module. If you're building a game or a simulation, or you just need a little chaos in your program, the random module is your best friend.
This toolbox is just fantastic. With one line, random.randint 1,6, you're instantly simulating the roll of a six-sided die. Or you could use random.choice and give it a list of names and it'll pick a random winner for you. Just think of all the code you don't have to write because these amazing tools already exist.
Okay, for our last section, let's talk about keeping your workshop organized. Because as you start to use more and more of these modules, especially some with really long names, there's a neat little trick to keep your code looking clean and readable.
It's a really simple concept, but it's so powerful. Instead of having to type out a long, clunky module name every single time you use it, Python lets you give it a short, convenient nickname. This is called aliasing, and it's super easy to do.
You can see the difference clear as day right here. On the left, it works, but you're typing random over and over. But on the right, it's so much cleaner and more direct. We just use the as keyword. So instead of import random, we say import random as rd. Now, everywhere else in our code, we can just use rd.randint. It's shorter, it's neater, and it's way easier to read.
So let's tie this all together. At the end of the day, modules are all about efficiency. They save you from rewriting code that's already been written. The import keyword is your key to bringing those tools into your project. You can either bring the whole toolbox with import or grab just one specific tool with from import. And right from the get-go, built-in modules like math and random give you instant coding superpower.
And, that's the real magic here. Once you get good at using the tools that come with Python, you can start exploring the thousands of other packages the community has built. Tools for science, for building websites, for anything you can imagine. And eventually, you can even start building your own toolboxes, packaging up your own code to solve your own unique problems. So the question isn't just what you'll build with these tools, but what new tools you'll create for everyone else. Thanks for joining me.